Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, we're continuing the topic questions and answers about Islamic veil. Today's topic will be about women and shopping centers. Just look how amazing it is, alhamdulillah, when our sisters, our daughters, our wives, our mothers, when they wear a veil, when they wear appropriate clothing, alhamdulillah, this helps protect men from lusting towards women. And if you go into the certain places in Bradford, we come across a lot of Islamic sisters wearing a veil. And how amazing that is. And alhamdulillah, we're coming across in Halifax as well. Islamic sisters are also have started to wear veils as well. I remember I went with my family to Bradford Book Centre. The book centre has been closed down now. It's been quite a while back when I went there. And I was looking at some books on the shelves, and my wife and my daughter, they actually went to try a veil. And as I was looking at the book, reading the book, my wife came up to me to show me the veil. And as she stared at me, I thought, this woman, who is she? Why is she staring at me for? And I took a step on the side, and then she came a bit more closer. And she wanted to see my reaction. What would I do? And I didn't know it was my wife. So then she smiled and she laughed. And I realized and how beautiful she looked in a veil. So we should encourage our wives, our daughters, inshallah, and we should read this book that I'm going to mention regarding women and shopping centers, which is the next topic. So how we can encourage our daughters to wear veil, inshallah. The first question that mentions here: can an Islamic sister buy things in shopping centers? So we get a lot of sisters, mothers going to shopping centers. And the answer for this is, the environment in shopping centers these days is mostly full of shamelessness and sins. Women are very sensitive. Therefore, it is safer for them to stay away from shopping centers. My master, Ala Hazrat, Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayhi, said, a woman blows hot and cold and causes mischief. She is like a box of gunpowder. The slightest contact with fire will make her explode. Her intellect is deficient. Her origin is crooked. And she has 100 times more lust than a man. And this is mentioned in Fatawa Rizviya, volume 22, page 212. Next, Imam Muhammad bin Ahmad Zahbi, Rahmatullahi Ta'ala, who passed away in 748 AH, has stated, it is narrated that a woman should be concealed, meaning she should stay at her home. When she intends to exit her home, her family asks, where are you going? She answers, I am going to counsel a sick person. The devil remains with her until she exits her home. She cannot earn the pleasure of Allah Almighty by doing such a good deed as visiting a sick person, etc., as she can, by worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal at home and obeying her husband in permissible matters. There's another question here. Men should do the shopping. Question. These days, husbands and mahrim men are usually lazy in household shoppings. Therefore, mostly women go to buy things such as meat, fish, vegetables, clothes, and other household items. Is this permissible? Are husbands and mahrim men committing a sin in this case? Answer. If men do not do household shopping due to laziness, they are being incredibly careless, because their wives, mothers and sisters or daughters will then exit their homes in order to buy household necessities from non-mahrim men, although it is not basically prohibited for a woman to do shopping. These are troubled times, my dear Islamic brothers and sisters. The environment of markets today is extremely inappropriate. These days, it is very difficult for even a veiled woman to visit a market and return without committing any sins. If a woman goes to the market without wearing a veil, i.e., her hair, ears, neck, etc., are exposed, or she is young and her wandering outside poses a risk of misbehavior, and the men of her house do not stop her despite being able to do so, then these men are shameless, meaning they die youth. And she is a sinner, fasika, in spite of all efforts. If men do not do the shopping and there is no other way of obtaining necessary goods, such as making an unattractive old woman do the shopping, or sending for things by phone, when whilst fulfilling the requirements of the veil, women can do the shopping. My Master Allah Hazrat Maulana Shah Imam Ahmad Raza Khan alayhi rahmatur rahman said in Fatawa Rizviya, volume 6, page 487 to 488, if a man's wife walks around outside unveiled, such that any part of her body that must be concealed, e.g. arms, stomach, hair, any part of her shins, etc., are exposed, or she wears thin clothing that exposes the color of her body, and he is aware but does not make his best attempts to stop her from this, then he is a sinner, fasik, and shameless dayuth. The greatest and holiest Prophet ﷺ said, 3 people will not enter paradise: he who hurts his parents, a shameless man, meaning a dayuth, and a woman who adopts masculine style. Darul Mukhtar states, any man who has no shame regarding his wife or any mahrim female relative is shameless, a dayuth. Ala Hazrat Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayh further wrote, similarly, if a woman is young and could cause mischief in case of walking around freely, and he does not prohibit this despite being aware, then he is an openly shameless, meaning a dayuth. Even if she exits her home fully covered, it is a sin to allow such men to lead salah, and offer salah behind them is makruh tahrimi, meaning is disliked and close to haram. One must not offer salah led by them. If one does, then he must repeat that salah. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Inshallah, my dear Islam brothers, the next topic tomorrow will be questions and answers about women sitting in taxis. Yeah, so going on conveyances with the taxi driver. Inshallah, we'll go through this ruling tomorrow. Please try to attend the weekly Sunnah Inspiring Ijtama, which takes place every Thursday here in Fazani, Medina. And it's also a Madani request to tune into Madani channel, Sky 746. And on Saturdays, we have the Silsila Madani Muzakara as well. So do try to watch Madani Muzakara around about 6 p.m. And try to obviously download the Nek Amal app as well, which is the self-accountability app. And then the last and final Ilan is to travel on the Madani Qafla for 3 days. Next Friday, inshallah, the Qafla traveling to Huddersfield for 3 days. So do try to travel to learn religious knowledge. May Allah Azza wa Jal reward you, bless you. If I made any mistakes in the small dars, may Allah Azza wa Jal forgive me. Amen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Jazallahu anna Muhammadan ma huwa ahlu. O Allah Almighty, accept our Salat al-Zuhr. O Allah Almighty, accept this short dars. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, give our sisters, our mothers, our wives the ability to wear a veil. O Allah Almighty, give us the ability to do household chores by doing shopping for our mothers, for our wives. O Allah Almighty, bless us with true Iman, protection of Iman, and grant us death with Iman. O Allah Almighty, protect our youngsters, our children from haram, from alcohol, from zina, from all types of calamities. Make them obedient towards their parents. O Allah Almighty, make them the best of society by following the manners of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the footsteps of the daughters of the beloved and the wives of the beloved. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, those who have requested for du'as and supplications, bless them, accept the sincere du'as, and also bless Kashmir, Palestine, Bayt al-Maqdis, Masjid al-Aqsa. Those who are suffering around the globe, remove the suffering, raise the flag of Islam, Give us peace and ittihad all over the globe. And Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, disgrace or guide the enemies of Islam. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, bless Pakistan, protect Pakistan from all directions from the enemies of Islam. Guide our leaders, Ya Allah. If there's no guidance, disgrace them, remove their positions. O Allah Almighty, bless the Hazreen Majlis, the Muqtadis who have participated in this dars. Grant them true knowledge of Islam and give them the ability to excel in deen and dunya. Sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.